So, still no glasses. Hey. Alright, so, I already mentioned before I was going to be doing a couple videos pretty quick, so here's one of them. The Boy Scouts, and the upcoming vote in the next couple days on whether or not to include, or to stop excluding, I should say, gays from the Boy Scouts. Now, I'm completely for this. Like I said, mentioned briefly, I think, in my intro, I was a Boy Scout. I actually made it all the way to Eagle Scout, and it was, it was fun. It was a great time. Learned a lot. I think it taught me, there's the whole be prepared deal. It taught me about my country, nature, the outdoors, community, service. It was an awesome program, and I loved it, and I think it does a lot of good for kids, and I think more should be involved. Now, all that being said, I luckily was able to get my Eagle Scout badge, unlike others who can't because they're gay, but I luckily did not discover that I was gay until after all that was said and done, because you can only be in Scouts until you're 18. After that, I moved on, came to college, and blah, blah, blah. Now, there's a vote coming up very quick that is whether or not to repeal the ban on gays. Now, this has actually gotten some backlash from the LGBT community, because the vote is not going to be an overall banning, removing the ban from the entire organization outright. It is a vote to no longer require that gay youth can't participate anymore. So they're going to leave it up to the local chapters to decide whether or not they're still going to exclude it, but it is not going to be a national requirement anymore. And people are saying, well, that's not enough. That's just not good enough. The biggest problem I'm seeing with this, and I might add, I agree, it would be awesome if we didn't have any kind of discrimination in this organization, or in the world like that, for instance. But people don't understand the structure of Scouts. It kind of takes someone who's been in the Scouts to understand the structure of Scouts. National is pretty much just a records keeping and policy generating body. They are not sending money to the individual troops, local chapters and whatnot. They're not sending money out to the individual locations. They are there to basically admin and pass down the rules and regulations of how the organization works. That's it. The individual troops that the boys are a part of, they're the ones who are attached in what is called a charter with a local institution. Most of the time it tends to be churches. Sometimes it's a school, like a public school. Sometimes it's another local, like Lions Club or something along those lines. But they're the ones who provide support in sometimes monetarily, sometimes just a place to meet, a place to store equipment. It all really depends, but the local troops are highly dependent upon their charter organization. Now, unfortunately, a lot of religions kind of frown on the whole gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender deal. And because of this, if National were to shove a non-discrimination policy down the throats of all local troops, you will probably find a good 50 to 70% of all troops suddenly without a charter. Because as much as we may disagree with religion's stance on the discrimination, it's their right. Now, I'll get into more details on how I believe with this later, because I could go on and on and on and on about the whole religion and separation of church and state and all that. Here's another video for another day. But for now, we're just going to take it as churches have the right to discriminate. As much as I don't agree. But churches have the right to discriminate. So all these troops will suddenly shut down. National is doing what they're doing to make it so troops that are attached to organizations that don't have a problem with LGBT youth, in this case because it is the Boy Scouts, it's going to be mostly G and possibly T, make it possible that those troops can actually start accepting the individuals. But the ones that can't don't have to follow the policy. It's one of those razor edge, you do what you have to do, and I applaud them for doing the vote that they're going to be doing, especially if it passes, and I'm hoping it does. But it's pretty much all they can do right now until there's more acceptance in religious organizations of LGBT people. You're not really going to get much better. And most people just don't understand why they're not going further. Well, they don't want to gut 50 to 75% of the organization. They don't want to, all of a sudden, all of those boys out there in scouting suddenly be without a home because of a policy that was set on high, that was rammed down their throats. As much as I wish they would ram it down their throats, because I agree, equality for all for sure. But it's that whole fine line situation again. What are you going to do? You make the best with what you have. As sucky as that is, it's compromise. Compromise is never fun for everyone, but it is the best they're going to do right now. And you know what? Like I said, I applaud them for it. It is a good strive forward in this day and age. It goes to show you an organization like this that has been anti-gay for so many years, making strides, possibly slightly forced, but making strides in the right direction. I applaud that. Hopefully someday we can go all the way, but I guess that would be a topic for another video. Anyway, wanted to get that out because it was an important topic to me, and if I had discovered the whole gay thing back then, I wouldn't probably be an Eagle Scout today. So, anyway, that's it. That's this rant. There's going to be another one coming up because I have another one I discovered today, and I'm going to try to get these couple of videos out of the way and have something up on my channel for once. But for now, see ya.